Bam! Look at that back. Oh, she's looking good. Yeah, that's right. Alright, all done here at Argyll Motorsports. They ran insanely behind, so we're leaving very late. Alright, so what is going on, guys and gals? This is Autotech. So yeah, I got my 20K service done there, and they ran severely late, like insanely late. I don't know what was going on there, if they just, didn't get her started right away, or what was going on, or if the guy was just like thorough. But yeah, whatever, all said and done, bunch of money out of my pocket, only one valve needed an adjustment, and it was still within spec, but whatever. I made them give me like the exact measurement of every single valve just so that I can refer to it myself. I gave this thing a quick once over before I got on it. Everything seems to be tip-top minus the oil that's like all over the side of the engine, but whatever, I'll wash it. It was getting pretty late. We were anxious to go. And then my buddy here picked up his brand spanking new 2018 Tiger 800 XCA in the pearl white. Kind of sucks because his bike was supposed to come with panniers, saddlebags for the rest of the world, and so yeah, like he basically came up here because like the whole promotion was like, you get this new bike and you get panniers with it. So he showed up and like he had a rental or whatever, and he had gear and bag with him and stuff like that, and then they were just like, oh yeah, your side racks didn't show up, and it was like, okay. And I didn't bring my saddlebags because I didn't think that I was going to need it. So that kind of sucks for him. Luckily though, I did have my top case, and so we took his backpack and just kind of routed it through the top case like little brackets so that he wasn't stuck, like having to wear his backpack. So whatever. So one of the other frustrating things was we were supposed to have been on the road like 3 hours ago, and the shitty thing is now we are going to get caught in a bunch of storms. So yeah, and I'm going to have to try and blur out that swear, or maybe I'll just let her rock because it's right in the middle of the video, so who knows. Oh man, I don't know if it's going to show up in the mirror there, but that is a good looking bike. It's got some good taste, some motorcycles. It's tough not to, persuade someone when they're looking for a bike. So it's actually his first bike that he's owned. In a previous video, a long time ago, I let him try riding my FJ09 when I was trying to convince him to buy a bike, and so that kind of put the itch in him, and then just over time, he was really looking at the BMW, but then, this kind of clear route on last year's model Tiger 800 kind of came about, and I was like, well, unfortunately, it is a far superior bike to that F800 GS. I mean, sorry BMW boys, but it's true, like you can't compare the options and whatnot, especially for the price. He was getting it for a similar amount as the 800 GS, so I mean, you'd be a fool not to jump on that. One thing about this narrow 21-inch front wheel is when you get onto the graded asphalt like this, it does kind of make the front end wander a little bit. Not like scary by any means, but just a different feeling than if you're on the regular blacktop. So I was kind of seeing what he'd be doing there, and he did kind of slow down a little bit, so I'll have to bug him about that because it was probably a new feeling, and he was like, oh man. He doesn't have a headset or nothing, so there's no way to see or hear what's going through his mind right now. But it was probably like as soon as he got onto it, like, whoa man, am I gonna die? And he's, no, I'm not gonna die. So he's carrying on. Luckily, when I had taken him out on my Yamaha, we had come across a similar situation to this, but that one had like the much wider front tire, so you know, he didn't get to experience the kind of like wandering around. But I did teach him how to like change lanes in a situation like this, you know, like where you got like that 1.5-inch drop from where they've cut the pavement. So, you know, he'll be all right there. So, you know what though, guys and gals, I'm going to try something a little different for this video, and I'm going to keep it nice and short in comparison to all the other ones I've been putting out lately that are 35, 40 minutes long and that sort of crap. I'm sorry about that, but you know, I just wanted to showcase that there's a new Tiger in the crew. It's a nice looking white one. Hopefully that shows up in the mirror there. If not, you know, you can picture it. You saw it at the beginning there. It's a good looking bike. Unless something eventful happens on the way down, I will check in with you guys at another video. Because you've already seen this ride to Edmonton a bunch of times, and you know, on the way up here we got to test out those overpants in some pouring rain. They worked out pretty good. I don't have them on at the moment. Hopefully I have no regrets about that. If you're new to this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. As always, thanks for taking the time and watching. So here's a quick little funny update for you guys. If you remember back at the beginning of the video, I was saying I didn't have my saddlebags on. All I had on was the top case. And then if you remember me saying how he was supposed to get all, you know, the side cases and the racks and stuff like that for his bike. So we make a stop just to like put on our rain gear and stuff like that. And he's like, man, like I wish I had saddlebags. Like it'd be so much better than wearing this backpack. And I was just like, yeah, for sure, man. I was like, so what was it that wasn't in stock? Like the side cases or whatever? And he's like, no, the guy's like, you know, the saddlebags are here and you could take them if you want to. And he's like, you know, like, well, what am I going to do with them? And I like looked at my bike and I was like, I just like pointed at the side racks that are empty. And he's like, crap! Like, oh man! Because I could have just clipped the bags onto my bike and then brought them home for him. Oh, that's a lesson learned.